Okay, hello everyone. This is the beginning of my YouTube channel, and I just wanted to document my journey. I saw also someone doing something very similar, and I really liked the way he started it. So, this is how I'm gonna be starting off my journey, and I wanted to share from $0 generated in business to hopefully I will talk about my goals, but hopefully $1 billion. So this is gonna be starting off with my very first business, which is called Prima Lens, and this was started by one of my mentors. Very proud to know this guy, and he really helped me form this idea. And I've kind of just been able to form a business plan. And today is Sunday, and I'm going to be starting tomorrow. Just for some quick context, so you guys know who I am. I'm 21. I'm going to be married in 3 months, and I have the money for the wedding right now. And it's just this business is to sustain and generate income for me, for my daily living expenses, for my wife, for the apartment, for insurance, all of that. So it's called Prima Lens, and this is a photography business that is going to be targeting high net worth businesses and luxury restaurants. And this is just my idea. So we, it's going to be targeting people that make a lot of money, that require a professional image to maintain, and they want to be able to give off a air of credibility. So we're targeting attorneys, accounting firms, doctors' offices. We're going to be trying to get into some luxury events just for the networking. Steakhouses, another one that I was thinking that popped into mind is maybe freight brokerage companies. What I like to do, as I used to be have a career in sales, I want to be able to understand how I'm able to provide value, because I believe that's the most important part. As a salesperson, if you don't understand the value that you bring, or as a business owner, you're not going to be able to convince anyone else. And if you can't convince someone that you bring value into their life, then you are never going to be able to sell them. And how I bring businesses value through this business is being able to give an opening statement to the world. There's a ton of words, and everyone uses words to describe themselves. They talk about themselves a certain way, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. I was thinking of this phrase when I was forming this business plan. And a picture is able to go and share what a person is, how they work, how they move in a way that a word can never describe. And this is very similar with video as well. And with food, with the restaurants that I'm going to be targeting, um, the whole point is to be able to give them a reference point, so they would be able to understand what they're getting and be able to actually draw attention to that particular dish. I was listening to a podcast with Alex Hormozy, and one of the things he was suggesting is, hey, just highlighting a dish on a restaurant menu as the most popular is able to significantly increase what that the order rate of that dish is. And I believe it's the same thing with pictures, and that's something that I intend to prove, to be able to show people the value that I could bring with that. And the third kind of version that we are targeting is people that want to make an image for themselves. That could be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We're targeting people that want to make a difference. They want to have an image that gives off that persona, because there's nothing worse than you see someone, you look them up on LinkedIn or Facebook, and you're just like, who is this? Like, definitely, I would never trust this person to help my business. And the key problem, the key thing that I'm going to be focusing on this week is going to be the offer that I give. My goal is to utilize my time as best as possible and leverage it. And we're going to talk about my goals at the very end, but I am trying to generate the money that I would have time to focus on bigger endeavors. So I want to be able to get the most amount of money to be able to sustain myself in as little time as possible. So that's more of being able to go and create an offer that makes sense for businesses to book by including so much good stuff. So that could be possibly social media posts. I could take photos of their office and then make some Canva posts for them and give them some content that's just you could post, and it's very easy for them to post. They don't have to worry about it. And I want to make it where, with my goal, it's to have $4,000 booked in business by the end of my first week, which right now it's Sunday, and there will be a following up video on posted next Sunday. And my goal is to have $4,000 booked. And by doing that, I'm gonna set a rule for myself that I am not gonna do a job unless it's over $800, and that's it. I will not do anything else that gives me room for 5 jobs in a week, one a day, And the whole point is to be able to go and have the time to be able to focus on the photography, generate myself living income that I could use, and then I could go after my big goals, which I will go into later. And how I plan to get this 4,000 booked in business is by cold calling. My plan is to be cold calling at least 250 businesses, individuals a day. And I want to be able to also capture by the end of this first week 3 free photo shoots. So that means that these photo shoots are going to be offers for free. This is going to be for the very top restaurants or attorneys or business people that I could find. And the whole point of this is just to have a small portfolio that I can leverage to be able to get other jobs. And the whole point is to be able to get the nicest looking people. And then the whole point of this business is so I could focus on my bigger goal, which is to make $1 million by the time I'm 23. So that gives me about 2 years. So this business, the whole point is to make 4,000 a month, be able to go and use that for my living expenses, to be able to pay for food, gas, insurance, apartment, and then be able to go and focus on my goal of, hey, how am I going to make $1 million? And then from there, that compounds into, hey, how am I going to make $10 million? How am I going to make $50 million? And then eventually, how am I going to make $1 billion? And I could talk about it a little bit where the goal isn't just for more money, because I truly believe money won't make you happy. At a certain point, it doesn't matter. I don't believe someone that has $10 million is less happy than someone that has $1 billion. But it's the amount of impact that is able to have on the world is an incredibly life-changing thing. I believe I have an opportunity from God to be able to go and do something great with my life. So why would I go and waste it on a normal 9 to 5? And this YouTube video is going to be a part of documenting that journey. So if you want to follow along, please like, please subscribe, share with your friends, and stay tuned, because next Sunday, another one's coming out. We'll be reviewing how everything went, what were my mistakes, what was my positives, what I can learn from it, and what you can learn from it when you're going on with your